Alright, guys. I'm trying not to get too angry, but I am fucking angry as hell. I don't know whether to put this as if I showed this as a second part, so I'll just talk. Here's my lovely Ruby. You notice that it's empty over here. Big Blue is usually over here. Last night, well, leaving from work, I was using Big Blue last night. I hit a small pothole leaving the mall and blew a tire. That's the second tire. I'm telling you, those Energy Saver AS tires are shit. They are total shit. Well, blew it. It was a big pothole, but still, I mean, I didn't see it and I hit it. Blown tire. So I was stuck at the mall and I got a ride. Thank God somebody else lives near where I am. So today I'm getting together with the doggies. I'm getting ready to get into Ruby. Oh, we're gonna go to the mall. I have to go to work a little later. Oh, yes, I sit down in Ruby, my baby. I put my foot on the gas, on the brake pedal. I hit the power button. And that's what the fuck happens. Are you fucking kidding me? Ruby is dead too. Lights barely turn on. Lights are set to auto, so I didn't leave the lights on. It doesn't matter. It would have shut it off. So there's something going on with Ruby. Her battery is fucking dead. This is just the way my fucking life runs, and I'm trying my absolute best not to lose it. But I am just about on the verge of freaking killing myself. I called to get it towed, and then I called Adam, and I asked him, you know, we recently did that minor rewiring on the ambient lighting, and you know, I wanted to make sure that if they need to, you know, trace if something was leaking energy or something, if it would have anything to do with that. And he said, well, that's set for turn off. He said, dude, do not take it to the dealership. I said, well, I don't have any other towing. So he's sending a tow truck, I guess some friends are his or something, who have a tow truck service. They're going to come pick it up. He has a dealer quality battery tender. He's going to tender the battery, and then he's going to go and see if he can find out. And if it's a, you know, if it's a warranty issue, then obviously we can take it to Honda, have a warranty. But he wants to make sure, you know, he says just in case something else is leaking energy, that's, you know, with a radio not, he doesn't want me stuck with $1,000 worth of diagnostics from Honda, because we all know Honda fucking hates its purchasers. I can tell you one thing, they certainly seem to hate their fans. But this is the way my day is going today. I have to be at work at 3, which ain't happening. I got a 2019 Ford Fusion Energy that can't keep from popping its fucking tires. And I've got Ruby, who obviously is a bitch like all the women in my life. Women hate me. I'm fucking telling you, women hate me, and Ruby is the same. So I'm going to let you know how this goes. I told Adam, getting this car in neutral is not a minor affair. You have to go underneath the car and flip a switch or something in the transmission or something like that. So we'll see how that works with the tow guy. So I will let you guys know what happens. And guys, it's been bad news all around on everything lately for me today. 2 2019 cars, both out of fucking action. And one I'm desperately trying to go get the damn tire change because it's sitting in the mall parking lot. And with all due respect to the mall employees, if they're listening, the fucking mall people are fucking assholes. And they get real dicky about cars being in there. I guarantee there's a little fake ticket on my car right now. But whatever. All right, I'm talking too much. I will see you later as I get further along the line. Take care. Bye-bye. Well, hello, everybody. Today I got to take a nice drive to Charlie's Honda in Augusta. That's about 30 minutes away. I got an appointment at 1:45. This has truly been a week of hell. Now, I probably put something at the beginning of the video, probably the other video I made a long time ago, showing you how after getting a blown tire in Big Blue, my Ford Fusion Energy, I'll do that in another video explaining the whole deal, what happened with that, which is a load of crap, but whatever. It got dealt with, and it's working again finally. I go to Ruby. I get in the car, I press the button, and she goes, Meh. Well, I don't like it when women go, meh. Usually they're too busy laughing when I pull my pants down, but, that's a whole nother discussion. Ruby was dead. Completely dead. And this is going to give you an explanation of what happened. And it's a very interesting explanation. I'm not 100% positive on everything yet. Let me set my speed control. And I'm going to tell you what Adam told me. Now, I originally called Honda Care, and Adam said, no. He says, if you get it there, and it's not something that's covered under warranty, they're going to cost you a fortune for them to search for it, find out what the problem is, and don't bother with them. He's, because I had called originally because I wanted to ask him if there's anything I need to tell him about any of the work he'd done on the car, just in case they have to do some research and, so there's no trouble finding out. Yeah, so yeah, he did this and this, so they know exactly what areas to also look into. And I said, nope. He was going to send someone to come get the car and get it, and he had a dealer level tender for batteries, which he always hooks the cars up to batteries when he's working on the radio so they don't drain out the car while he's working on the car. And, fine, he was going to send a tow truck. It was going to take 2 or 3 hours because I think they were doing it as a favor, as a friend, Yeah, I think he has a lot of friends. I think, well, either way, I was waiting for the tow truck, and I decided, hey, I got a little battery boosting type thing. Looked up a video on how to boost the Insight, and I'm going to do my own video on that. A little more specifics to show you exactly where it is, how it did it, and what equipment I used, so you can boost your Insight too if you get a dead battery for some reason. And I hooked it up, and I did my boost, and boom, it started right up. And I just drove to him and took it and left it with him. At this point, I'm going to jump in because I started babbling and messing up the entire story. I left the car with him. He gave me a ride over to the mall so I could go and get Big Blue towed, which you saw in the video Week of Hell Part 1. And the next morning, he calls me. He told me that the ambient lighting and the amplifier, the sub-amplifier, were staying on even when the car's turned off, which is very strange because the sub-amp was put in 6 months ago and the ambient lighting maybe 4 months ago, and I've never had a problem. Excuse me, still got a cold, still sick. So this made no sense whatsoever. I had no idea what was going on and how this happened. He told me he was getting ready to go to a dental appointment. He told me he was worried about there being too many accessories running on the system. There are not many accessory slots in this car as far as the fuse box is concerned. And he was concerned there was too many accessories and was getting like a backflush of electricity or something. I didn't understand the whole deal. He also suggested I shouldn't run my lights on auto, which kind of irked me a little because what the hell difference is that going to make? The car knows to turn its damn lights off. It does turn its lights off anyway. And part of the reason I like the car is the automation stuff. And I told him if the whole idea of having the ambient lights means I have to not use my auto lights, then just take the ambient lights off. I think he was in a rush to see the dentist at that point, and he didn't want to hear that, so he kind of said, well, I got to go see the dentist. Talk to you later. So that wasn't going so well. So later on that day, I'm on my way to work. I'm driving Big Blue. Big Blue's all been fixed. Well, sort of, as you'll see in the other video, if you decide to watch it. Nobody watched it, but whatever. So I'm driving up. I thought I left an hour early, so I thought I'd stop by his place to see how things are going with the car. He has his own battery tender, so he was tendering the battery and so forth. And I'm almost there, and I get a text through the car, and the car says, "Did you unplug the fuse tap?" And that was a weird message because I wouldn't dare touch anything like that. I decide not to answer because I'm almost there. I get there, I talk to him, and he says, "Did you unplug the fuse tap?" And I said, "Absolutely not. I wouldn't dare touch anything electrical on this car. I can barely touch anything mechanical without being scared to death." And he told me somebody had unplugged the fuse tap and moved it into a different fuse tap. And there are two accessory fuse taps. One is accessory power on with ignition, and the other, and power off with ignition off, and the other one is always on. And apparently someone had moved it from the turn on with ignition, power off with ignition off, to the always on spot. And it comes to figure that the only people who had touched that car between the points where the car was running fine and it died was Honda. I had taken it for oil change and a look over, like you typically do. And what had probably happened is, he said somebody probably knocked it with their knee. He said it's not easy, but it's possible because it sticks out a bit. And they had popped it back in, but they had put it into the wrong accessory port. And when they did that, I had come home that day. It was the daytime. I had shut off the car and gotten right out. I wouldn't have noticed the ambient light being on because it's too bright outside. And the subwoofer light, well, it takes 2 to 3 seconds to turn off anyway. It's like it holds a power charge for a second and pops off. So I parked the car, and for a week or two, I was driving Big Blue, and that drained the battery and killed the battery. I went to Honda. I talked to them. And I said, do me a favor, just tell your guys, even if they're pretty sure they fixed everything fine, if they ever knock anything that's a little different on the car, and they have to move it, tell them to make sure they let the person know who owns the car, just in case they've done something odd with the car that isn't typical for a Honda, or for this particular car. That way they can make sure they can have their people look at it to make sure it's not wrong. And they apologize. I mean, they're very nice people. There was a mistake, and it was a stupid mistake, and Honda should know better. I could see how they could have put it in the wrong fuse tap without knowing, but I found it very funny, a little disconcerting they didn't tell me they had knocked it out. That's the only way we could figure out that this has happened, because nobody else has touched the car since, and I certainly haven't been under there, and if I had knocked the fuse tap out, I would have called Adam and said, Adam, I knocked the fuse tap out, can you tell me which fuse to put it in? And he would have told me, just drive it up here when you're up, and I'll pop it back in for you. So that's the whole story with that. But do you think that's the end of the week of hell? Fuck no. There's always got to be something else. So I've got all that fixed, so why the hell am I driving to Charlie's? Well, listen to the rest of this shit. Nothing turns you off more than having a 2019 car with a flat tire, and then another 2019 car that won't turn on. That's part of the reason I bought 2019 cars, so that shit wouldn't happen to me. So that was not a fun time. So we got all that settled. Everything turns off like it's supposed to. And then the hits keep on coming. Blown tire on the damn Ford Fusion, which I'll do in another video with the whole thing on that. Dead battery on the Honda. Fucked up hookups. I'm going to go and pick up a lady friend of mine from a long time ago. She'd come to visit. I swore I would never see her again, but I'm weak. I'm a man. I'm weak. You know how weak men are, well, especially when women are involved. So she comes, and she's coming to visit, and I'm going by the Shaw's. I drive out of the parking lot of where I work at the mall, and I'm driving out to Shaw's to pick up some drinks because we got a big snowstorm coming. It was a little bit of snow that day, not a big snowstorm, but a lot of snow. And I get back in my car, I turn on the car, and the left front parking sensor is going nuts. I start driving a little in the parking lot there, and it keeps going off, so I stop and I go out. I figure maybe there's slush or something over it, something setting it off. Maybe some ice or something over it. And I can't really see it, so I turn on the light on my phone. And, sorry, I gotta slow down here. Turn on the light on my phone. And it looks like the parking sensor, the left side parking sensor, is a little cockeyed. I can't tell. But there's ice, a little sheen of ice on top of the bumper. So I tap the bumper to knock the ice off. And I go to wipe off the sensor. I figure there's crud on the sensor. And the sensor pushes into the bumper. Oh my fucking God. I went, what the fuck is this shit? It's only like a year and a quarter since I had the damn thing installed. What the hell is this damn sensor falling into the bumper? So I say, okay, I guess I'm going to have to get that fixed. I go over to the other side, to the passenger side front parking sensor. It looks fine, but it's covered in ice. There's a thin sheet of ice. So I knocked the ice out. Fine. That's all good and dandy. And I figured what I would do then as I would clean any snow off, I go take my finger, clean snow, and it falls right into the bumper. And I'm wondering, did they stick these damn things in with chewing bubble gum? What the hell's up with this shit? So now I have 2 parking sensors that have fallen inside my bumper. I am not happy about that. I haven't had the car long enough for the crap like that to start happening. I assume they don't use clips or anything. They probably use adhesive to put them in. That's what I'm thinking. Adhesive gave out. And the only reason I'm thinking it might be the front ones that are doing it is I do car washes. I have, unlimited pass in the car wash to keep the Ruby clean, which she is not right now. I'm afraid to go through a car wash with 2 holes in my bumper. I go and I figure, with a car wash with a spinning cloth pushes against the front bumper, maybe constant pushing made them loose. Or maybe it's just shit adhesive. I think it's shit adhesive. So now I'm on my way to Charlie's to get that fixed. I'm going to be very interested to see if they're going to fix it for free. Because personally, it is an accessory, and accessories usually have 12-month warranty, parts and labor, on these cars. But I had it installed before I even got the car. It was part of the install with the car, part of the total price and everything. We did it all at once. So I'm going to be very interested to see if they're going to cover it. I'm going to argue that I think it should be covered under 3 year, 36,000 miles. In fact, I think it should be covered under the damn Honda Care warranty that I bought. Those things are not supposed to fall in my damn bumper, and I didn't hit anything. So we're going to see how that goes. So this should be a very interesting ride, so I'll let you know how that goes. And we're going to end this part of the video at this point. Verdier out. Well, guys, Verdier here again. And am I recording? Yeah, I'm recording. All right. Parking sensors have been reinstalled and fixed. Found out something very interesting. At first, he said he was trying to make sure it's covered under warranty, but he's not sure. Apparently, you can't just reach in there and put them back in because there's a crash bumper in front and you have to pull the bumper off to put them in. Not fun. Not fun and not funny. I don't think I like the way this thing's sitting. There we go. Not fun or funny. So it's not a minor affair to put them in. It's a big deal. So you're asking me, why did they come in? Did their clips pop off? Was it all good? Dudes, these fuckers are held in with 3M fucking tape. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But I guess that shit must be like cement or something. Not in this case. It didn't hold. So basically, the 3M tape gave out, which leads me to believe that the ones in the rear are going to do the same damn thing eventually, too. Not impressed. Now, when he first said that, it may cost me $115 because I have to take about an hour's work to have to take the bumper off, I said, well, that's going to be a problem because I did not push against them. I barely touched them, and they fell in. Absolutely ridiculous. And I said, if you're going to charge me, oh my God, Ruby, you are screaming to get up this hill. Talk about drone. This is the droning poor people who live in mountainous areas got to deal with. I said, you guys are going to charge me to fix this, then there's going to be a problem. I was nice as I could be, but I said, I'm going to have to sit down and have a discussion because that's not going to be acceptable in this case. Well, they came back and they told me no charge. They got it reinstalled. They said the 3M tape obviously didn't hold, so they remelted. They melted it, more heavily into the bumper to get it, heated up really, really tight into the bumper. I asked him, so I said, I guess this is what happens for the ones that are installed after the fact. And he said, I don't know how to, I have no way of verifying this or not, but he said the ones that are installed in the factory are also installed with 3M tape. So I don't know if that's true. I'm going to assume it is. He said he's never seen this happen before, which I can't imagine is a lie either. I mean, why would he lie about it? There's really nothing he's going to gain by lying about it, but he said he was shocked. He's never seen the sensors fall in. But freaking, he said Honda does that with a lot of their accessories. They use 3M. So apparently that stuff is supposed to be super duper never lets go. It's probably, you know, like the high-end, you know, industrial adhesive. Apparently not industrial enough for my car. Now, I'm thinking about getting the car washed, which seems kind of stupid. I just hate driving this car when she's dirty. It just drives me nuts that she's dirty. But we're getting snow tomorrow, and I'm going to have to drive this bitch in snow. And so, that's so much for this. So, the end of the week from hell, I hope. But you know, I mean, now all I need to do is crash the car tomorrow in the snow on the way to work. And that'll complete it. And if someone can come and anally rape my grandmother, then we'll be totally, you know, then my week will be pretty much normal for me. Oh, God, things are not going well. And that's the end of this dumbass video. Take care, guys. Sorry it was so long. Bye-bye.